All right, so I'm Geraldine McBride. I'm the recipient of the award for communication and information technology, and sponsored by AUT. Well, I've been in the technology industry for 27 years, and I'm actually a zoologist by training, a frog expert, and I specialise in New Zealand native frogs. And I took a leap from frogs into technology back in 1985, and I've run big businesses, technology businesses for IBM and SAP around the world, and I've worked, as you probably can see, on about every continent bar Antarctica. And I'm now back in New Zealand, and I'm founding a next generation global technology company from New Zealand called MyWave. I'm co-founding that with a colleague of mine called Mark Cameron. And Mark and I basically are redefining how business is done, where customers actually own their own data. It knows who you are, what you want, what you like. It even knows your body size, your body, how long your arms are, how long your legs are. You can try on clothing virtually, so we have virtual fitting rooms. And it actually just basically you get a personalized view of the web. So you only get things coming to you that you really want. And it's basically, zeroing out junk mail and all the stuff that you don't want. And your data is yours, and it goes with you, and it gives you great, basically, retailing and shopping experiences, both in stores and also digitally online. And it's also enabling companies to put in new type digital storefronts using gaming technology, it's using augmented reality, and it's a completely different way of using the internet. Well, I think the big thing is the democratization and the empowerment of the customer. Today, there's been a huge empowerment of consumers with consumerization of technology. You think of smartphones and tablet devices. So there's been a revolution where customers now have more information at their fingertips now than any other time in the history of the planet. They know more about a product or a service that they want than the store clerk in the store. And nobody goes to websites anymore because they're old-fashioned, and 60% of a decision is made somewhere in social media land. And companies are actually stalking customers through, basically cookies, and they're trying to, get hold of their data. But the data's not even accurate anymore either, because why would a consumer keep accurate data if they know they're going to get stalked? Well, we're flipping that model on its head, and we're actually creating a pull economy where the customer owns their information. They actually populate the information with what they want, who they are, what they like, their wish list, their goals, their life goals. So you can have fitness goals, you can have food. We're actually starting off in fitness, fashion, and food. And these are the three things that we're starting, and you can start to connect the dots between these things and create new experiences for customers, and it helps enterprise businesses actually talk to them and engage them, as opposed to trying to guess what they want and shouting at them saying, buy my stuff. Well, I'm coming back to New Zealand because we've got a lot of really great things that I think are in favour of New Zealand. We're on the beginning of a technological renaissance in New Zealand. If you look at some of the great success stories we've got here, like Xero and others, there are many Kiwi technology success stories. If you start to look at the disobedient thinking and the creative thinking that we have of New Zealanders, and the fact that we actually are a technologically savvy society, and we've got huge creativity of new technology that's being developed here. So we're tapping into that, and we're also registering and going global all at the same time. And I do all of this from Closeman Station, which is a high country sheep station in Queenstown, New Zealand, working in conjunction with the brilliant people out of Wellington, the really smart people through Canterbury University, and some of the really, really clever people here in Auckland as well. Well, I think it's the most fantastic community. I must say that Kia is a place where we all can network together, celebrate excellence in what we do as New Zealanders, both inside New Zealand and outside New Zealand, and support each other. And I think that we can take New Zealand to the world, and also I think that we can bring some of those New Zealanders back here as well. Like, I'm a great example of that. I've lived away from New Zealand half my life. I love my country. I'm delighted to be back here and delighted to be founding a technology business from New Zealand going out to the rest of the world. And I think more New Zealanders will be doing that. And Kia is absolutely, a wonderful network where we can actually use that both inside the country and outside the country.
What is it being employed offshore to having an involvement in branding?
Well, I think first of all, come back and see what's going on here, and tune into the vibe of the Ice House. You look at the New Zealand government's business growth agenda. You start to look at the Callaghan Institute. You start to look at Epic in Christchurch, and you look at the Wynyard development in Auckland. There's so many new things that are happening, and I actually would encourage people to be entrepreneurial. Start your own business. There is nothing. If you can't find the job at the salary that you want in New Zealand, create it, make it happen. And I think that's really the story. And a lot of the Care Award winners that I've had the pleasure of travelling with in the last few days across New Zealand, these are people who've done just that. They've actually made things and they've gone out to the world.